Don't mind me, I'm just praying to God. Government out here playing God. Trying to put that poison in our arm. It sends some voices who don't play along. Don't talk for family, don't talk for family. So what we got to see a man that they don't want. No. My Bible warned me about the days we're living in. Politicians are playing God. This government ordained discipline. Don't talk for family, don't talk for family. So what we got to see a man that they don't want. No. My Bible warned me about the days we're living in. Politicians are playing God. This government ordained discipline. Who breaks the power of sin and darkness? Whose love is mighty and so much stronger? The King of glory, the King above all kings. Who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder and leaves us breathless in awe and wonder? The King of glory, the King above all kings. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You laid down your life. That I would
Hey everybody, hey Jeanette.
Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Who brings our chaos back into order? Who makes the orphan a son and daughter? The King of glory, the King of glory, who rules the nations with truth and justice, shines like the
Hey Jane, hey TB.
all of its brilliance. The King of glory, the King above all kings. Yeah, this is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would
Oh, shit.
take my place.
Oh, we gotta get Jesus. Here's
That
right.
you would bear my cross. You laid down your life. That I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy, worthy, worthy. Oh, this is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You laid down your life. That I would
Hey Lindy, hey Mark.
Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me.
My day was all right, TP. Thanks for asking. How was your day? All right. Don't go far, Dwight. We're going to get some Jesus. After some Jesus.
Hi, Barney.
All right, let's get some Jesus.
What's happening back there? I don't know. Oh, I got 3 fingers on one drop. Come over here. Do you have waterproof shoes on? I do. No. Well, let's scoot over. There you go. There you go.
Lord God, we thank you on this day that we are here. We praise this evening especially to ask for unity of the body, that we can be united throughout this struggle, this battle, this mission that you put us on. We know that your enemies are always trying to divide us so that they can defeat us, divide us so that we cannot unite against the injustice, the inequality, the mistreatment of our patriots. So, Father, we pray especially that Holy Spirit will be in each one of us, bringing us together so that we can stand united. We ask that you and that we are united with our patriots, spanning the distance, spanning the time and space, wherever we are, wherever they are. We also ask that they be united together, that they not let their enemies divide them, that they not let enemies come among them to spread dissent. Because if we are divided, how can we overcome the enemies? If we are divided, how can we win the struggle? So, Father, we pray for unity in one spirit. We are one in spirit. We are one in the Lord. And wherever we stand, we ask that you stand with us. We thank you. We lift up our patriots to you once more. And we pray for their family. And that you will meet their needs, whatever it is, emotion, financial, and that they can persevere as we enter this new year. We enter with hope, we enter with thanksgiving, and we enter with a joyful spirit. Because we know that this is the year that our patriots will be set free, and they will see justice. We thank you. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All the way.
Hello. Hello. How are you guys doing? It's Taylor again. It has been a cold day in here with at best lukewarm showers.
We've heard.
Really been chilly.
Just so you know,
Yeah, we even have
we have a lot of patriots out here that are calling on y'all's behalf, not just to the jail, but also to city council members, as well as congressmen, as well as the marshals. So we know that it's not just you guys that are suffering, but it's everybody in this jail.
It works. It works. I don't know if you got the message or not, but the marshals, the U.S. Marshals, came by and did a surprise inspection today, specifically asking door to door, is it cold? Is the water hot? And so, I mean, it worked. You know, these little calls to action and stuff like that. There are certain hot button issues that really do get a response out of the marshals and stuff like that. One of those things is the living conditions. So,
Right.
you know, we always, inside here, we know that we have the ability to raise a lot of awareness, and it was just frigid, you know, the last 2 days, really. And so, yeah, absolutely. For those of you who did something, thank you. Hopefully they get the boilers turned on and functioning correctly so we can have consistent hot water, and you know, they can get the air handlers working so that they can keep this place at a reasonable temperature. So thank you very much, you guys. And if not, they need to provide sufficient blankets. And like you said, it's not just us. There are, I have no idea what the population of these facilities are, but it's got to be in the thousands.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's absolutely not just us. So anything we can do to make conditions better for everybody, we want to do it. You know, we absolutely want to do it. In fact, it kind of plays into my topic tonight. I read an article on Fox News about Jim Jordan's committee on the weaponization of government. And this is kind of what my thoughts are. It's when the violation of rights is not seen as violations of rights anymore, right? We've lost the plot as a country. Our founding fathers and great thinkers over time have tried to make one thing clear. And Thoreau noted this clearly when he said, the progress from an absolute to a limited democracy is a progress towards true respect for the individual. Even the Chinese philosopher was wise enough to regard the individual as the basis of the empire. Is a democracy such as we know it the last improvement possible in government? Is it not possible to take a step further towards recognizing and organizing the rights of man? There will never really be a free and enlightened state that comes to recognize the individual as a higher and independent power from which all its own power and authority are derived, and treats him accordingly. The collective and national experience of January 6th and the resulting prosecutions have revealed that the DOJ and the cite as it pertains to the individual rights and liberties. So today on Fox News, there was an article entitled, "The Fed asks banks to flag transactions that use terms like MAGA, Trump in their January 6th probe." And this is coming from the article I'm quoting. Federal investigators asked banks to search and filter customer transactions by using terms like MAGA and Trump as part of an investigation into January 6th, warning that purchases of, quote, religious texts, so if you purchased a Bible, they could have put you on a list, could indicate extremism. The House Judiciary Committee revealed that. The committee also obtained documents that indicate officials suggested that banks query transactions with keywords like Dick's Sporting Bellas, Bass Pro Shops, and more. Do you remember when Lisa Page and Strzok were like, you know, the smelly Walmart people?
Yeah.
Like, there really is something in these people's heads where they just cannot conceptualize people who like to be outdoors or go hunting or go camping. You know what I mean? The Committee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government have been conducting oversight of federal law enforcement's receipt of information about American citizens without legal process and its engagement with the private sector. Jim Jordan said the documents obtained indicate Treasury's financial crimes enforcement and the strategic operations of financial crimes it's also called the FinCEN, distributed materials to financial institutions, to banks, that outlined typologies and various persons of interest and provided the banks with suggested terms and merchant category codes for identifying transactions on behalf of federal law enforcement. This included generic terms like Trump and MAGA to search Zelly payment messages, as well as prior FinCEN analysis. And they were looking for, get this, lone actor / homegrown violent extremism indicators. So if you went out and bought a Let's Go Brandon t-shirt, went to Cabela's to buy hunting ammunition, and then made a donation to Trump's campaign, guess what? You are now on a list that most likely lists you as a potential lone actor, homegrown violent extremist. Do you see how ridiculous this is? The article says they told banks to search transactions at certain sporting goods stores like Bass Pro Shops. This, on top of all of it, the B of A, right, presumably other banks, gave mass data to the FBI and DOJ for people who traveled in and out of D.C. around January 6th. The government created a funnel. So this is my words here. The government created a funnel type of a catch system, completely ignoring individuals' rights and liberties. Additionally, Jordan said there was no time frame for the results of the queries the government asked for. So what that means is they just flat out said, we want to know everybody that has bought a MAGA t-shirt, shopped at Cabela's, and made a donation to Trump, and and bought a Bible in the last 10 years, and they could create these query lists, right? And then with that, what do they do with that? They start surveilling you online, or even more nefarious, and I'm putting this out there, knowing what we know now about how they can psyop people and the military's high-level ability to psyop. I've talked to intelligence officers and I've talked to Navy SEALs who will tell you the type of psyoping they do overseas, right? If they turn that weaponization towards us, right, they can take someone who just simply wants a Let's Go Brandon t-shirt and wants to go hunting in deer season, and they can make you an online extremist. This kind of persuasive financial surveillance carried out in coordination with and at the request of federal law enforcement into America's private transactions is alarming and raises serious doubts about FinCEN's respect for fundamental liberties. And that's a quote from Jim Jordan. Yep. I know that, anybody involved with January 6th feels the weight of the federal government sitting on our lap, right? There's so much pressure to take a deal, to work it out, but yet you just feel like you're just pushing against this wall. Well, this is why this happened. The government violated the individual rights, likely of hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Americans. Right? Wasn't it just a while ago we learned that how many FISA warrants, FISA queries did they do on American citizens?
Like
was it 200,000? I can't remember.
Close to 300,000. I think it was like 287,000 something.
The government has ceased to see us as individuals. They've ceased to see us as individuals to go, okay, prosecutor, you now have discretion to go out and decide if this single individual is an extremist. Instead, they've created these lists, and they've created a leadership team that then tells the prosecutors, here's your list, here's what you got to do, here's what you have to achieve. Okay, they did all of this, possibly violating the civil rights and privacy of millions of Americans without warrants, without real legal, lawful justification. It is never good to be on a government list. They did this without specific warrants or allegations of any specific wrongdoing. Rather, they created a true dragnet. January 6th is not the first time, nor likely the last time the government will create a dragnet to find individuals who, A, support a legitimate political candidate or an elected leader who desires to hold the government administrations accountable. So think about that. When they say, hey, if you did anything, if you bought anything that was affiliated with Donald Trump on Amazon, some stickers, like I said, a Let's Go Brandon t-shirt, a MAGA t-shirt, right? MAGA was one of the search terms. You're on a list because you support America first. Do you see the disconnect here between the individual and this
Jay.
nebulous
Nicole's in
thing
Texas.
that's trying to protect its own interest, the government? How can the government protect its own interests? Aren't we the people, the government, right?
Right, we're
And
supposed to be their interest.
they can go after people who, and they can go after people who have perceived religious beliefs that the government views as a threat to it, all right? Christian, my God is the God of truth, right? My God is the creator of the universe, and he is ultimately truth. All truth resides in my omniscient, omnipresent God, right? So however you want to visualize it or define it, at the end of the day, it's truth. And one of the truth is that I am fundamental. Moses at the mount went to God and said, what should I call you? You know, God of Isaac, God of Jacob, God of Abraham. He said, I am that I am. The philosophers of this world have said, I think, therefore I am. So either way you want to go, you get to a conclusion that I, as an individual, am separate and distinct from every other individual. No one else's rights violate mine, and my rights do not violate any other person's rights. In law, there's a maximum law that says when you stand on your rights, you injure the rights of no one. Okay? I am distinct from my government. That doesn't make me any kind of sovereign citizen or anything like that. It just simply says, listen, my rights, my individuality, my liberty are mine. I'm a man first and a subject second. And the government doesn't want that. The government wants you to be a subject first. They don't want you to think...
You have 1 minute remaining.
This is very dangerous. When they included religious texts in these kind of queries, what religious text? Have you bought a Bible? Do you see how dangerous this is? The government has lost the plot on who the individual is. Our prosecutors, and many times, have lost the plot. So you guys, I'm preaching to the choir. I know I am. But share this message with other people, right? Share this out. What's happening with the January 6th defendants, this is just the first time there's been a list of 1,300 plus people that have been caught by a dragnet like this. This will escalate and continue if it's not put in check. And I congratulate our different, Jim Jordan and Comer and other people that are trying to get to the bottom of it. But just like today with the cold weather, you guys took action and actually got something done. Continue to hound your representatives about this stuff. George Washington said, the truth will prevail so long as great pains are taken to bring it to light. Amen. That's what needs to be happening. We have to continue to bring this stuff to light. So thank you guys so much. Always mention my Give Send Go. My wife says givesendgo.com
/John Attackis family.
Doesn't count.
It doesn't. And I finished his sentence, so technically everything is fine.
Greta, big fat 0.
That's right.
Put your hands.
So yeah, that just thank you, Patriots, for calling and forcing some action inside the jail. So we take that as wins every time that we can make a difference for these guys. So thank you, and thank you, Janice, for your generous donation.
Also, something interesting that I've learned since Brian's been over in CDF, it's something that I've had on my mind for quite some time because of just the way letters get denied and pictures get denied for some of these guys, and Brian especially. He gets a lot of his pictures get denied that I send him. I don't send him anything risque, so it's literally just pictures of us like this out here at the Vigil, and they'll get denied. Or his letters from Lily will get denied, or Ohio Navy Mom, or other people that have been writing him religiously. But ever since he's moved over to CDF, that isn't happening. So there is someone that is doing their mail and their photos and not letting them through. That obviously that this person has a personal issue with these guys. It's quite obvious at this point. So y'all can complain about that too. Because I know Brian's not the only one it's happening to.
Thank you so much for this.
Sure doesn't automatically regenerate. Hello. Hey.
Hello, what's going on, guys? Good evening, Patriots.
Hello. Hello.
Hey, we got the DNC show here, live in D.C., from the D.C. Gulag, not far from cell number 1. Let's have some fun.
All right.
Guys, how are y'all doing tonight? It's a little chilly out, huh?
A little bit. How's it in there?
Well, it's not 70 degrees and sunny. You should see the hat that Chris has been forced to wear, and it's not the most stylish thing, but it's effective. I'll tell you that. It's amazing what you can do with a couple socks and a cut-off thermal pant leg.
All right. At least it's not those whitey tighties.
It's to put it mildly, guys, it's cold. Not just cold, but really cold. Yeah. So cold, in fact, that you see your breath in the morning. And I'm not giving a thermometer, but that seems to be excessive. When was the last time you felt the heat here, Chris?
Well, I certainly let the CEOs know today and yesterday that the heat was off, and I was told, don't worry about the heat being off. It's not off. And they said, it's not that cold in here. I said, it's not that cold in here. Now, this is yesterday I said this. I said, it's not that cold in here because the concrete is letting off heat, and that the concrete's already, warmed up because of the temperature inside. I said, so that's letting off heat. I said, that's why it's not cold in here. I said, it's blowing out cold air. Oh, don't worry.
Literally blowing out cold air. Like, not having to
just shut it off.
Be one thing. Yeah, just turn it off.
Shut it off.
You don't need the AC blowing full blast. And to those of you guys out there that don't know, when you come in here, if you don't spend, what is it, $40, almost $50 for a full set of sweats, you're left with an orange smock, some orange pants, some orange cloth pants. If you're lucky enough, there's been enough guys through here that we tend to trade. You might have one pair of thermals, but you have one blanket, a sheet, and that's it. There's no jackets. There's no, the guards, they got onto Chris for his ridiculous hat, not because it's a bold fashion statement, but because they said it was against policy. While these guys are in here with gloves, thick jackets, and literally, I don't know if it was mink or fox, but it was definitely some kind of bushy animal on this guy's neck today. And we're in here in cloth, literally shivering, standing together like penguins. It's an interesting situation. I tried to take a shower today, got a good 30-minute stairway to heaven workout in, and I couldn't go in the shower. I stood there half in, half out. The water, it never improved. So I don't know. It didn't. And by improve, I mean it did not get any warmer. It wasn't even lukewarm. It was cold.
So we were told that the marshals came in and did a walkthrough about 5 o'clock today, 4 or 5 o'clock. And funny enough, they didn't go knock on cell 14 and say, "Hey, Mr. Quaglin, you awake? You want to talk to us?"
I already know what you have to
So
say.
I would
listening
say,
to you all week.
Funny enough, they didn't say, "Hey, is there anything else that you want to talk to us about?" But they did check out no one had a thermostat gun that I was told, at least. No one had a thermostat gun. I would literally say right now, inside the cells, it's about 50, 55 degrees.
Yeah. You can't touch the walls. It's literally your cell turns into a refrigerator. And I was born in the Midwest. There were weeks when I was in school growing up that we missed school for a week because we lost power. So I know what cold is. This isn't just some guy that's been living down in Florida complaining because it's 75 and not 95. It is frigid in here, and we've got guys in here that are that are not big burly guys that are literally shivering and shaking. There's no, you don't have any recourse. There's no thermostat to turn up. There's no extra blankets. If you get caught trying to stay warm and adding another blanket to your cell, or God forbid you decide to walk around the day room with a blanket on, you get that confiscated. So it's just something to think about. We know you guys are cold out there, but it seems like there should be a policy, and I'm sure there is.
Well, you know what's funny, Box, is if we had that Marshall's handbook, it would tell us exactly what the range temperatures is supposed to be, not just in the winter, but in the summer as well.
Hey, Dominic.
I think it's supposed to be.
Dominic, this is Stormtrooper. Your mother, Virginia, is on my stream. So if you want to say hi, scream out to her.
Hey, Mama, I love you very much. Thanks for tuning in. She can vouch for you. She can vouch. She knows there were, I'm not averse to making a snow angel and having a snowball fight, but I don't think we should be going through that when we're in jail. And Mom, I don't want you to think I'm dying in here, Mom. I've got thermal that, the guys that we take care of our own in here. But it gets to a point where, we filed the grievances. We told the people at the town hall. And we've got Sheriff Mack walking up right now with a heat. We've gotten pretty creative with the heat bag. This is actually our mom. These are like those corn bags that we used to, you warm up. I know this would be great for your bed or something. He wants it back, of course. But yeah, so it's, and thankfully, we haven't had to have, I mean, it's been cold in here before. But, this is the first real snow. I'm not even going to call it a blizzard because that's an abomination given, I think it's less than 2 inches of snow. Yeah, definitely. It's cold in here. And another thing, one of the ways me and the guys like to warm up, we go play basketball, albeit we're not, world beaters, we're not Space Jam quality, but we've not had rec since Thursday. So Friday, no rec. Monday, we get it. It's Martin Luther King Day. Then Tuesday, and then today, Wednesday, we've not been able to leave it. So we're literally stuck here in this ice box making sock hats and trying to dodge the COs to keep our ears warm. So, Chris, I think you know better than anybody. We know that there's people out there that are listening that can help us.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to say thank you to everyone. I just wish that I would have been able to, let them know, hey, listen, 1, 2, 3, 4. First thing we need talking and Jackson back. They tried bringing. They did. So let's just. Well, we get it. It's cold. It did get pretty hot in here this morning, though. Let me tell you. They tried bringing. Again, we had the town hall a couple days ago, and we said that we wanted Pocky and Jackson back. Not in that. They said, okay, well, all of a sudden, sure as shit, excuse my French, but who walks through the door is Capuccio, my co-defendant, right? My co-defendant. He was sentenced back in November, 7 weeks ago. Back in November.
Yeah, it was like November 3rd.
We're like, what are you doing here, dude? We thought you went to prison.
Right.
Because he had a scuffle with one of the guys. Hey, what do you know? What was it about? Because one of the guys grabbed the TV remote after Capuccio was in there for hours and had the TV remote set up next to all of his food. And everyone came out because it was commissary, and then the person who was supposed to be passing out commissary decided that he was going to run back into the TV room and grab the remote before Capuccio got in there, and then change the channel and then say, haha, the remote's mine now. It's not a proper proceeding. It's not a proper procedure. Yeah.
You don't mess with that thermostat. You don't.
And because that's going to turn out to, hey guys, I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. I'm going to take the remote with me, and it's just going to cause problems.
I'm going to have Capuccio back because he's another person that never taught college football, and he's got great hair.
Capuccio's great. He's a great individual. He's back. I told him, I said, hold on, this isn't because, you have to testify on, I don't know, me by any chance, right? And he swore up and down that he didn't, and of course I was joking about that because, I was never even there. But anyway, moving forward, Capuccio's back, that's great, but the person who shall not be named, Jake Lang, is back. Was back for about 3 minutes, and that didn't resonate too well with a couple of the guys. And needless to say, that it was a slap in the face.
Yeah.
It was. They decided, hey, let's bring back, X, Y, and Z. And let's not bring back the people who deserve to come back here, who did absolutely nothing. This investigation is complete BS, and it's baseless. And I hope that this, whoever started this and spread these rumors gets sued beyond belief. But that's all going to take time right now that we know is, hopefully it's warmer over there. I have to say, hopefully it's warmer over there. But then listen, I wouldn't be surprised, I'm not saying on this administration, but the previous administration, I would not be surprised one bit if they cut the heat just for spite. And, again, I'm not accusing anyone of that. And thank you for the marshals coming through. Would have loved to talk to you.
I mean, even when the CEOs are getting up and saying, hey, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you should file a grievance about this, that's a sign that something, we can turn the heat up. It's interesting, this is my first time. I think I was at court had a legal visit during the last town hall, but, just seeing this town hall situation yesterday was really, it was nice to be listened to. It was nice to have, the Deputy Assistant Secretary to the Special Agent in charge taking notes and saying that those weren't the right people to handle the issues. They would get it, to the right people. But, there's just very simple fixes that I don't think need to be run through this bureaucratic, all this red tape, this nonsense experiment to get results. And, one of those is bringing back, some of the guys that objectively have done nothing wrong and we're, two of the first to welcome us when, it just seems like sometimes they're just checking boxes to say they did something like, hey, yeah, it was great that the marshals allegedly came in today, but what was really accomplished when you don't interview anybody? How can you have an investigation going on where you take an accusation, use it to then punish someone, and then never actually investigate or do anything that's apparent to us?
No one in here was ever asked or asked any questions, or anything.
Hey, you guys. Could it possibly be that Mr. No Name got brought back to the pod today because his article came out in the Gateway Pundit saying that he was freezing in the hole?
I saw that, and you know what? Listen, he has. What? You mean all that money that you stole isn't keeping you warm? No.
Shocking.
So, listen,
it was an interesting thing to see, and it was nice to see that there was some unity in the pod, that we were absolutely dissatisfied with the way that went down, and it's really watching the way that this whole process has played out and the way that we're kind of dealt with it. It's been very interesting. I've had the experience of being in different facilities around the country, and then to come in here, it's almost like they're active. These CEOs in this administration seems sometimes like they're active parents who have no idea what they're doing. So like they're around, they want to be seen, but then when it comes to like actually taking effective steps to address concerns that, hey, we've added the jalapeno cream cheese back, but all these serious concerns like medical issues, facilities management, recreation, operations issues, like, well, that's, we're kicking that down the line a little bit. So,
3 years we've been asking for the same stuff. Now, it has gotten better. Don't get it twisted. It has gotten better.
You have 1 minute remaining.
3 years we've been asking for the same stuff. So, these new guys who come in, I hope they can keep it up, and hopefully it doesn't stop. And they hate that we have a voice. We talked to the CEOs or the guys next door while we were getting our trades, and we said, hey, is it cold there? Man, it's cold as hell, man. And we don't know what to do. I said, well, file a grievance. Man, those things don't work. Well, and that's the reason. That's what we have here. Is no one cares, and no one did the paperwork and everything else. I certainly did the paperwork. You guys gave us the voice, so I want to say thank you. Thank you. Say goodbye to Mom.
Yeah, Mom, I love you. I think warm thoughts, and I know you're cold back home, but we're going to all get through this. We're going to, all Patriots everywhere, we're all in this together, and thank you for the continued prayers and support. I'm going to hop on tomorrow and give you guys kind of an update on what's going on. But it's
all right. So we'll hear from them tomorrow about what's going on, and yay. I still didn't. Did I miss it? Where they said where he went? Is he still there? What's happening?
They didn't say. Sounds like
these cliffhangers are killing me, man.
Sounds like he's still
All my
there.
children, days of our lives, as the world turns.
Yeah. And the DC gulag.
I want to go to General Hospital. That's right. That is where they keep the good stuff.
Patriots unite.
Hey, it's the Mega Magaville, yeah. Black 45. and white history month, cause BLM is the greatest lie ever sold. Witness right in front of you is for the Santas Trump, Herschel Walker, Greg Abbott, Marjorie Green Taylor, Matt Gates, and Tulsi Gabbard. This is midterms, red wave, baby, who you voting for? CPAC off in DC, make a movie, Tarantino saying Candace can't hang with us and Kanye can't bang with us. These Emmys switching up, you know this mega dangerous. CNN and Fox News both push the same agenda. Inflation's at an all-time high, Joe Biden set us up. USA, USA, it's that time, it's that time. Midterms, baby. USA, USA, it's voting time. It's time to vote and save this country, baby. USA, USA, it's that time, it's that time. It's that time again, baby. USA, USA, it's voting time.
Okay, Black Lives Matter, you know that white lives do. Shout out to my Asian bleeders and Latinos too. I saw Indians for Trump, they had a sticker on the trunk. And all my pretty ladies that vote for MAGA to the front. If your boyfriend voting Democrat, it's time to let him go. We asked him if he's a he and she, told us he don't know. All I know, if you in Florida, let the Santas get your vote. And we don't care what a Demi say, cause Herschel, that's the bro. Carry that on your TV screen, it's time to cut that noise. GOP, we the team to beat 2024. You won't go home, we outside until they free up all our voice. Ain't talking about the strippers when I tell you hit the post.
USA, USA, it's that time, it's that time. Midterms, baby. USA, USA, it's voting time. It's time to vote and save this country, baby. USA, USA, it's that time, it's that time. Oh, ready, get that bread, baby. USA, USA, it's voting time. We all know about this tripping lately. I'm so about it, bro, I got no limit. Mega parties all across the land, Stony up in it. Like you up in your feelings, Democrats what we stealing. Republicans getting money, stacking paper to the ceiling. I be saying yacht like Travis say it's lit. What happened to Astro? Got some questions that's legit. I be going up like prices in Biden land. Sleepy, creepy Joe.
Hey, sorry guys, we had Bruce scheduled. I'm just killing some time. What do you know? You guys work quick. What do you think they're passing out right now?
Handbooks.
Second blanket.
Amen.
So we're just going through and hey, hold on one second, guys. Hey, Eddie, can you just go through and knock really quick, make sure that no one's sleeping? I know Dempsey's still in bed. Yeah, he's in bed. So yeah, we're getting blankets. Everyone's getting a second blanket. So thank you guys again for giving us a voice here, because you know what? Listen, there's a lot of people that are going to get a second blanket, and actually, and not that it's perfect, but at least it's something, and that's all due to you guys. So thank you. And it's not just the 30 people in here in this pod. It's the whole jail. So everyone owes you a thank you. Okay, so on behalf of everyone, of all shapes and colors and religions and everything else, thank you. And genders and pronouns, and let's try to be as PC with this one, right? He, she, it, her, them, why, she. Yeah, them too. You know what? They say thank you too. So, thank you guys.
That's amazing to hear. I'm so happy for you guys.
So, again, like I said, we just got fresh blankets, brand new blankets. So we got woolen and synthetic fibers. RN 66008. Thank you. It's something. It's pretty ridiculous that 4 years ago, the change of just balance, the difference in our lives. It's a little crazy, but Bruce is going to be calling in here in a minute. He's going to be taking over, but again, this was just to not keep you guys, hanging. So, again, thank you And what else? What else did we want to go over? If a brother could get an MRI on my knee, that'd be super.
Where's the man who cannot be named?
What?
Where's the man who cannot be named?
And Jackson and Taki, we miss you, homies. We'll see you soon. I have a feeling we'll see you soon. I'm just saying. I'm pretty good at these things. Hopefully we'll
But
we'll
don't
see
stop
these
calling
guys
until
soon.
we do.
We had a question out here.
Yeah.
So is the Mr. No Name guy still present in the pod?
No. He lasted about.
That's good to hear.
He lasted about 3-4 minutes, and the people who don't understand what's going on. Oh, is someone calling in right now? If so, just go grab the call.
No.
Hey, you're calling Mickey? You're calling Mickey's phone, right? You're calling Mickey? Yeah. Okay, go ahead and call, because that will take.
You have 1 minute remaining.
I can't believe I was on there for this long. Does Mickey have money on the account, or?
I think my phone re-ups automatically. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, perfect. Okay, perfect. All right. So, thank you guys. Thank you for giving us a voice. It's something that the DOC hates, and that's why we love it so much. When you're doing something right, it's all because of you guys. So thank you. They absolutely hate this, and we were talking earlier that we even after this needs to be hopefully expanded, and hopefully President Trump, re-elected President Trump will help a few of us expand.
Bound to happen. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
No, never is with Chris.
That's only a half point for Greta.
That's right. That's right.
No points.
Quaglen gets all those points.
Yeah.
He's up to like 1,012.
11 million.
11 million points for Quag. Guys, when he says it's because of y'all, it is absolutely because of all you people out there that have been making phone calls tirelessly on behalf of these men. And, we are making an effectual change, and not just for these guys, but for all the people in this jail. Because it isn't just one pod that they're messing with, it's everyone.
2,100 plus housed
2,100
in this
plus
jail.
inmates housed in this jail, and they can't figure out how to turn the heat on. It's not like the heater just breaks every winter, right? Because this is a problem every season.
I'm glad.
So thank you guys for all of your calls and concerns. Much appreciated.
If it doesn't, I'll fix it.
Thank you for using Global Link.
You're welcome, bitch.
Hey.
Hello, Mickey.
Hey, how's it going, Mark?
How's it going?
Mark through.
It's going good. Just surviving the frigidness on the inside here. It's been kind of a clown show, but we're finally getting an extra set of blankets. So.
Good. Did you make sure you got yours before you make your phone call so you don't get skipped?
I sure did. Now I'm sitting on it as a seat cushion.
All right. Get it all warm. We know what's happening.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so I was on the phone with Gateway Pundit earlier, and I was just saying how it's a more than a coincidence that we have hot air coming in on warm days, and then the very day it gets cold air is coming through the vents, and it's cold again today. And then 2 days now, starting from when it got cold, we have lukewarm water. There's no way
a facility to be this incompetent without knowing what the hell they're doing at some level.
Right.
And I would assert that at the admin level, you have people hiring people that may not be qualified and then not bothering to train them properly. So this is a systemic issue. It correlates with, the lack of care, control, and custody human traffickers have. So, it's par for the course, I suppose. It's just a matter of the American people realizing what this system truly is. But you ask anybody who's been incarcerated in municipals, in jails across the country, at the the local and state level, and they already know. The families standing out in the cold, waiting to see their loved one inside, and sometimes being denied for arbitrary reasons or for no reasons at all. Kids having to be exposed to the system in that way, and normalizing cruel behavior. It's atrocious.
It is the things that our society is becoming numb to, and the people that have such control over your life with such callous disregard. It is intolerable.
Well, the pension funds of these judges are dependent on these mortgage-backed securities that they're putting in, and so, that recent call that they had for 5,000 more J6ers or to prosecute, go after 5,000 more, is purely for their retirement fund, because they know when Trump is in office, they're going to have to find a place in Aruba to try to get away, but they're not going to.
Well, hopefully retribution's coming soon.
Amen.
Yeah, on the first pass, usually the boomerang misses. On the second pass, on the way to return, that it hits.
Okay, well, we've thrown it about 100 times, so hopefully we're hitting something. But I know, it's slow going, but I think people are.
It's slow going, but it's a big system, and you have to have. You have to be able to prove each point in it, and you have J6ers all over the place that have proved the systemic issue with these bureaucrats and these frauds that are in office, have proved what they really are, because some of the J6ers, in fact today we just had a J6er get sentenced to 60 months after pleading and agreeing to 40 months or something like that, or 41 months, and the judge stacked more on him, and seemed to be even more enraged when he mentioned, he thanked the J6 family for helping support him and his family and this and that, and the bank teller judge was infuriated, apparently, his words, and basically enhanced his sentence. He's an upstanding member of his community in Florida. He's a former coach, a football coach. He's been a part of. He's been an outstanding member of the community for years, and you should have seen, this big guy, with tears in his eyes over this whole thing. Not only does he get to feel the bitter sting of a corrupt system, but the America that he grew up in is completely gone. That's more than just the system. It's more than just the system. It's the lack of resolve in the American people to get rid of corruption. And I think that the slow going of having to wake everybody up, from this terrible nightmare. It's just. We can never let it go down this far ever again, if we ever even get a chance to get out of this.
Well, it does become discouraging when you realize how high that corruption goes, and you sit in the courtrooms. My words, not Mark Bruce, so I don't hold against Mark Bruce. But when you sit in those courtrooms and you see shit like that happen time after time after time, they make these dirty deals anyway, and then to add more enhancements on it until
like Judge Kelly the other day, so we can't do the 15-12, because it's taken up by the Supreme Court. But we're gonna get you. We'll throw enough enhancements on you that we're gonna get you one way or another, and then you have incompetent judges like Judge Lambert, who needs to go retire. Oh wait, he did, but he came back so he could throw some hurting on some American citizens. So, to sit in there and watch that happen day after day and time after time, it does become discouraging, but we have to take the little wins where we get them. I just don't know what to say.
These judges need their pensions seized.
Amen.
These judges and these court officers and these retired law enforcement that sat here and lived a comfortable life off the backs of other people, shame on them. The authoritarian state is obsolete.
Well, hopefully the America everybody's fighting for will be restored to us, because I know right now we're falling down in sinkholes.
Yeah, when the facility, they continue to do this circus act and pretend that they don't know what's going on. It's disheartening, and the longer these guys are in here, it's rough. Morale, it's hard to keep morale up. I think over the long haul, you start getting kind of bitter about the whole thing, and you kind of want to check out. So there's a lot that we can do and that we are doing. I'm not giving up at this point, but then again, I haven't been in here nearly as long. That's another factor of this. Mike Johnson, the goddamn government, until that border is taken care of. Every American here, even migrants, are wanting that border shut down. You think all the young girls that are raped coming across the border are concerned with having an open border? How many children are trafficked over that border and handed in and given into the hands of DHS, which is just another side of the other side of human trafficking, and these kids disappear. Who are all these families and all these people who are volunteering to take these refugees in, or these kids in, and give them homes? I hope somebody's keeping track of all of that, and people are being closely vetted, because there's a lot of sickos, and they seem to swarm around places where a lot of children are left to on their own.
Yeah, I think Luna, what's her first name?
Anna Paulina
Luna. She was talking about separating and sorting out people and figuring out who's who before they just let people take them away. But it's just ludicrous what's going on, and I don't think it's by accident. They're moving to maybe possibly impeach Mayorkas, but it's a little too late. And in his words, you're not going to like what's coming next. But it's not by accident. And then when Texas decided that's it, that's enough, now you have the federal government coming after Texas for wanting to protect its own borders. That's not an accident. That's absolutely by design.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much smoke and mirrors from both sides of it. Abbott has said and done some things in his actions as a governor of Texas that will tell you where his loyalties lie, and I think that they're preparing for a Trump administration, or maybe an uproar if Trump isn't allowed back in the office, because they're starting to make certain moves to subdue the anxiety Americans are feeling over the issues that are going on. Oh, maybe they're doing the right thing. Maybe they're having a change of heart. Maybe they're finally feeling the pressure. No, they are all scripted. They're a bunch of actors making a mockery out of law and the inherent freedoms of citizens of this country.
It is political theater, for sure. That's why American citizens need to get angry about some shit and just you know, I'm not saying rise up in the streets, but make your voices heard, make it known, and just continue to make your presence heard, and let our government know that they have our people and we want them back. I mean, I don't know what else to say as far as, but
This is Tammy Martin.
They're belligerent and should be treated as such.
I think we do need to be rising up in the streets. If we can have Congress rising up to stand in solidarity with the Israeli hostages, but not American hostages, I think that Americans should be rising up in the streets at this point. I think it's time.
Tammy thinks it's time, y'all.
When you see the hostage, how they're talking about the hostages, the hostages Hamas have, and it's been 100 days. Like, oh my goodness, it's front headline news. It's been 100 days. For some of these guys, it's been 1,000 days.
Yeah.
So, you know, if they aren't pushing it, if they aren't shoving your face in the mud pie, I don't know what is. You know, I mean, how dumb do you think the American people are?
Well, it's been 1,006 days since this government murdered my daughter and hasn't properly investigated it, and has promoted the man that did it after he went. You know, just the sheer January 6th itself and the cover up behind it is there's so much effort going into this, and they know, and I think that, you know, we can feel some change going on out here, and I think that they didn't count on the spirit of the American people to not let this go away. So everybody that's listening needs to keep pressing forward, not get discouraged, keep making your phone calls, keep writing your letters, showing up on your corners, waving flags, and letting people know that American patriots are held hostage in this country.
Amen. In this country. We house more inmates in America than any other country.
Remember that the U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights Division, Office of the Attorney General, Maine, is an important address to know at 950 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest, 20530. This is where piles and piles of letters should be going to yell at how outrageous this administration is, and that we have actual political political hostages. You know, war.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Considered war criminals here in the United States of America. I think that it should be abhorrent to everybody, no matter what political spectrum they're on.
Yeah, you cannot jail your political opponents and their supporters. It's not how America's supposed to work.
Yeah, that was the premise for Nazi Germany. So the time's up, but I want to say thank you to everybody for braving the cold, for being out there at this time. It's gosh awful out there. I mean, it's cold, and thank you for all the support and for drumming up the support from people all over the country. We really appreciate it. I don't think many of us would have gotten this far in the game with so much disappointment without you. So, thank you.
Sing good. We'll talk to you later.
Yep. Bye.
Good night.
Well, as you could see earlier, the trolls do love my channel. But I like when they
Let's not forget that 10 years ago, Edward Snowden told us that our government was spying on us and we did nothing about it. And he is still an enemy of the government, and they do want to kill him, and they actively are trying daily. So just remember that. That is what happens when good men stand up, is the government tries to kill them, or the government does kill them, like Seth Rich. You know, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, where are you? And what did you do to that man? Just saying. On that note, let's do the roll call. For those lives lost on January 6th, Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boylan, Kevin Greason, Benjamin Phillips, and on the next day, Officer Brian Sicknick, rest in peace. Rest in peace. For those detained, Justin Adams, Michael Adams, Thomas Adams, Tommy Allen, Chris Albert, Russell Alford, Noah Bacon, Edward Badalion, Daniel Ball, Thomas Ballard, Logan Barnhart, Richard Barnett, Pauline Bauer, Julio Bequero, Matthew Bedingfield, Luke Bender, Joe Biggs, Aiden Billiard, Craig Bingert, Joshua Black, Matthew Bledsoe, Kenneth Bonowitz, Dominic Box, Brandon Bradshaw, Larry Brock, Jeffrey Brown, Jeremy Brown, Mark Brew, Daniel Caldwell, William Calhoun, Jared Cantrell, Jacob Clark, Kel Clayton, Stephen Capuccio, Matthew Gaskell, Donald Chilcote, Shondale Chilcote, Billy Cressman, Bree Christensen, Dylan Cronin, Josiah Colt, Mason Corson, Bruno Kua, Matthew De Silva, Nicholas DeCarlo, Nathan DeGrave, David Dempsey, Lucas Denny, Robert Dennis, Timothy Jargan, Michael Dickinson, Joshua Doolin, Michael Eckerman, James Elliott, Daniel Eckvet, Isaiah Farnsworth, Brandon Fellows, Kyle Fitzsimons, Kevin Goletto, Mitchell Gardner, Robert Gieswein, David Keatson, Vincent Gillespie, Vitaly Gotchinkowski, Jeffrey Grace, James Grant, Matthew Green, Brian Gunderson, Joseph Hackett, Stacey Hager, Kenneth Harrelson, Johnny Harris, Richard Harris, Joshua Haynes, Donald Hazard, Albuquerque Head, Andrew Hernandez, Joshua Hernandez, Eric Herrera, Joseph Howe, Joshua Hughes, Jared Hughes, Joseph Hutchinson, Brian Jackson, Shane Jenkins, Douglas Jensen, Justin Jersey, Joshua Johnson, Taylor Jonatakis, David Judd, Leo Kelly, Ryan Kelly, Julian Qatar, Federico Klein, Matthew Kroll, Nicholas Langren, Daniel Leeden, Joseph Leeden, Luke Lintz, Michael Lockwood, Joshua Lawler, Kevin Lyons, Marcus Malley, Christian Manley, Cody Matisse, James Malt, Christopher Maurer, Mark Mazza, Ronald Maccabee, Patrick McCoffey, James McGrew, Sean McHugh, Jeffrey McCullough, James McNamara, Connie Meggs, Kelly Meggs, Jonathan Mellis, Rodney Millstreet, Matthew Miller, Scott Miller, Jordan Mink, Robert Menuda, Landon Mitchell, David Marshall, Jonathan Munifo, Daryl Neely, Ryan Nichols, Kirsten Niemela, Gregory Nix, Ethan Nordine, Nicholas Ox, Joseph Padilla, Grady Owens, Jason Owens, Robert Palmer, Michael Perkins, Dominic Pizzola, Daniel Phipps, Mark Ponder, Jonathan Pollock, Olivia Pollock, Rachel Powell, Sean Price, Joshua Pruitt, Chris Quaglin, Barry Ramey, Guy Reffitt, Zach Reel, Mariana Reiner, Stuart Rhodes, Howard Richardson, George Riley, Thomas Robertson, Michael Roberts, Michael Roche, Jonathan Rockhold, Daniel Rodriguez, Greg Rubenecker, Jeffrey Sable, Ryan Samsel, Ronald Sandlin, Salvador Sandoval, Robert Sanford, Peter Schwartz, Daniel Scott, Christian Secor, Hunter Seafried, Kevin Seafried, Grayson Sherrill, Alexander Shepard, Thomas Civic, Jeffrey Sills, Mikhail Sly, Charles Smith, Tommy Smith, Kelly Sorrell, Audrey Southard, Hatchet Speed, Yvonne St. Cyr, Peter Stager, Shelley Stallings, Patrick Stedman, Laura Steele, Tristan Stevens, John Strand, Carol Stoudemire, Isaac Surgeon, Alan Swinney, Andrew Taki, Enrique Tario, Curtis Tate, George Tenney, Jacob Thayers, Isaac Thomas, Devlin Thompson, Dustin Thompson, Edward Vallejo, Salvatore Vassallo, Jason Wallace, Jessica Watkins, William Watson, Matthew Webler, Thomas Webster, Bradley Weeks, Sandra Weir, Jack Whitten, Anthony Williams, Riley Williams, Timothy Williams, Duke Wilson, Ricky Wilden, Shane Woods, Chris Worrell, John Wright, Gregory Yetman,
Isaac Yoder, Kyle Young. And those we've lost to suicide, Christopher Georgia, Matthew Perna, Mark Unks, and George Meacham. Rest in peace. And right before we say her name real quick, Kelly Meggs' birthday was the other day. Happy belated birthday, Kelly. Sorry about that. We missed it. Now let's say her name. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt.
Ashley Babbitt.
Bringing the swamp America, that's why we love them. We the people got us back, you know we stand for something. I was at the Capitol witness, hating they eyes. I stood on them battlegrounds, they won't catch me inside. Those who put them patriots, they had tears in their eyes. They trying to steal our pride, boy, yeah, you know we outside. They can never take our freedom, real patriots ride. They can never take our freedom, real Americans ride. People jumping, I done seen the media police walking right in. They gon' try to lock us down, you know we popping out. 1776, boy, you know we rocking out. People judging people, this is crazy these days. They been shooting, they been rioting for hundreds of days. Patriots, we fed up, we know that we got set up. Who made that phone call? They got that patriot wet up. Ashley Babbitt, yeah, you know we hold you in prayer. Ashley Babbitt, yeah, you know your soul's in the air. Ashley Babbitt, yeah, you know true patriots care. Left your blood up on the battlegrounds, life isn't fair. At least we make history. Never forget what they did to me. Boy, you know I bounce back on them, won't even say names. They tryna ban me, yeah. I'll make a new page. Bringing the swamp America, that's why. I was at the Capitol witness, hating their eyes. I stood on them battlegrounds, they won't catch me inside. Those who put them patriots, they had tears in their eyes. They tryna steal our pride, boy, yeah, you know we outside. They can never take our freedom, real patriots ride. They can never take our freedom, real Americans ride. Yeah, let's start a patriot party. Yeah, let's start a patriot party. Yeah, R.I.P. to anybody who lost their life in the Capitol, man, January 6th. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours, bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to. People like me, people like you.
Sliding, huh? May not be true, but it is. Hey, Cinnabee.
With the whole soul. Richmond, north of Richmond, Lord knows it all. Wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think. Wanna know what you do. And I don't think you know, but I know that you do. Your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Yes, man. Yes, man.
Oh, sorry, let me block it. Let me block it for you, Storm.
There's politicians look out for miners, not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord.
You sound good, Tammy.
I got $3.39.
We can do this. We only need $1.75 for a call.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the South Pole. How are you guys this evening?
We're right out here with you.
Oh, that's good.
But at least we can go home
yes,
and get
you
warm.
guys.
I'm saying at least we can go home and get warm.
Yeah, you guys get to go and build a fire and have some s'mores and put your feet up and have a hot toddy, right?
All those things are true, Jeff. All those things are true.
Well, I could lie to you and say that that's what we get to, but not going to do that.
Did you get your blanket?
We did. And I wanted to say a very heartfelt thank you for those that have made calls to whoever they have called, whether it's Congress people or the jail itself. We did have some marshals show up today. They walked around in circles and maybe poked their heads into a room or two. They did feel the vents and see that the air coming through them is actually AC. And some of our rooms are very cold. I'm from the mountains of Colorado. I can do my layers. In fact, some of the guys have helped them. Let's just say disassemble some thermal underwear and cut them into parts. And I'm actually wearing a neck gaiter that's made out of a sleeve. Someone else, I'm looking at him, he's wearing a hat that's made out of the other part of the sleeve, the smaller part with the opening sticking straight up behind him. Quite comical, but we do what we can here. And my point is that yes, we did all get an extra blanket, which is it makes a big difference. It really does. But wait, hold on, 3-minute warning. 3-minute warning. Hold on 1 second. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Sorry,
Pass it all the way back. Okay, so Tammy's got some news tidbits. You want to do them now or wait till after?
Oh, tease me. Let's just give me a topic. How's that?
We're going to talk about common sense laws and stand your ground, but that's the tease.
There you go.
Ooh.
Cliffhanger.
Are we talking, dare I say, are we talking stand your ground as in like guns?
Yes.
I'm going to be very, very vague and not say a word, but I'm happy to listen.
All right. With no opinion at all.
Yeah.
I'll just say all my opinions.
That's right. Just Tammy's opinion. She's already got people in the streets out here.
Right.
Tammy's a little riled
Well,
up.
hold on. Let's leave it at that. Let's keep her riled up, kind of like a Tasmanian devil of sorts.
That's your devil, all right.
Thanks a lot, Storm.
She's a little Tazzy.
What up? Yes. Spazzy or Tazzy?
I
Which?
said Tazzy.
I'm not Spazzy.
She's definitely not
okay,
Spazzy, but
okay.
she can be Tazzy. You don't want to rile her up too much.
Okay. And I had something that I was going to bring up last night, but apparently we had some technical difficulties. So we will talk about that tonight. I am going to be talking about something that is known as the Chevron deference, which was in the news as of Monday and Tuesday. So it is the 1-minute warning coming right up. So I'm unplugging, and then we're going to be singing. So hold on.
All right.
1 minute!
Pass it back to the feds, y'all. Hey, you feds, stand up and put your hands over your heart. Fucking cowards.
Why are you? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, say and you sing. Our early light was Hey, all right, I am back. What's going on? What do you got?
Hey, I just want to let you know, whatever you guys did tonight, we could hear you so clear, and it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was a good one, y'all. Did good. All right, so here's Tammy's news.
Okay, so a Republican state senator in Nebraska has introduced LB 1269, which strengthens stand your ground laws in public places in the state. The bill, if passed, would no longer require victims to retreat or attempt escaping from a violent criminal before defending themselves. It's a common sense law. Naturally, Democrats are outraged, saying it could make life more dangerous for violent criminals. Oh. Yeah, I know, sad, right? Yeah, super sad. It's very shameful. Yeah, they're putting the rights of violent criminals over law-abiding citizens.
They actually said that.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry, say again.
They're putting the rights of violent criminals over the rights of law-abiding citizens.
Unbelievable.
So it's not really unbelievable, because that's what our government's been doing over and over and over again for years. So, but there you go.
Okay,
so Nebraska's
correct me if I'm
common
wrong.
sense is starting to take over. So we got that going for us.
Okay, hold on. Question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. As far as that goes, did that pass? Was that a resolution? Forgive me, I could not hear if that was something that already passed, or was that brought to the floor?
Yeah, it's been introduced. It's not. They're going to take a vote on it. I believe this week.
Okay, introduced. Got it. I will watch that one.
Yes. And then the other little tidbit that I have is that the Lincoln Project co-founder and never Trumper, Rick Wilson, is under criminal investigation for texting to underage boys in online chat rooms. Shocking. Well,
wow.
So yeah.
Be nasty.
Yeah, pedophiles. Go figure. Democrats are pedophiles. I don't know what to tell you.
JP Morgan endorsed Trump.
Oh yeah, and the guy.
Go ahead.
JP Morgan said that he didn't think all MAGAs were bad, and that the Democrats should probably be careful about how they talk about half of America. I'm synopsizing. Do you remember his name, Sherry? The JP Morgan guy? Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway, because they're a Democrat. He was talking to a bunch of other Democrats, and he said that Trump was not wrong about some stuff. What do you got, Jeff? Tell us about your Chevron thing.
Okay. First off, I have Mr. Ball here with a brand new headset.
All right.
Yeah, some of the same stuff y'all had out there. I also the whatchamacallit case. I can't. It's on my notes. I'm so sorry. The Chevron case. The Supreme Court.
No, that's what I'm bringing up.
Oh, wait, never mind.
That's okay. I don't know. Can you read my writing?
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Because yes, sir. Okay. So here's what I got. The Supreme Court is to hear a lawsuit challenging a 1984 Supreme Court precedent called the Chevron deference, which is a judicial quote-unquote doctrine which gives broad quote-unquote rulemaking authority to many executive agencies that are under the White House's control, like the CDC, EPA, FDA, et cetera. Many believe this doctrine violates the constitutional separation of powers because there isn't much difference between, quote, rulemaking, unquote, and lawmaking. Lawmaking is reserved for Congress. So we, the people, want the Supreme Court to nullify the Chevron doctrine, also known as the Chevron deference. That's DEFERENCE. So I've got numbers for that I did not write down and ran out of time. As far as the case number, I'll get that to you guys tomorrow just so we can put it on the record. It apparently is a fascinating case. So if you guys want to, anybody out there listening, check it out. The Chevron deference. It's apparently is a very, very, very big deal because it can nullify the deep state. Yeah, it can gut the deep state's power in how they're having all these little rules and laws and this and that when they have no authority. They simply have no authority. All rules and laws are made by Congress, not CDC, EPA, FDA, ABC, CDC, whatever acronym you pick. No, Congress.
Well, and loosely tied in with that, and I might botch this all up, but the fishermen have had it too with the regulations of some outside agencies, and the Supreme Court is taking that up. They're making it impossible for them to make a living, and it is from the mandates are from some of the agencies you just mentioned, and not Congress.
Good night, TB.
That is this case. This is the fisherman case.
All right, the fisherman case. There's two of them. I actually saw them on the news today. So yeah, that is absolutely. I think they're gonna. We don't know how long they have.
Oh, thank you, Hillary.
Before June, I believe is what they said. So I don't know. They take so long to do anything, but it has to be a decision before June.
Yep, and that's it. This case that I'm talking about, the Chevron deference. It was something that the Supreme Court decided in 1984 that had to deal with the oil company Chevron, I believe. And that recently, 3-4 years ago, is when these fishermen said, you know what, this is bogus because you're making us have observers on our boats that we have to pay for.
Hey, Stu.
And so that's where all this comes from. Now, I did not know at all that this was even in the works. I just heard about it just the other day through Deborah, who's usually has been down there with you guys. And I was like, oh, this is huge. If you look at things from the 40,000-foot level and you look down at all the different pieces of the puzzle, this is like a massive corner piece of the puzzle that just all of a sudden bloop, showed up. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And I just started doing research on it, and I was like, look at the timing, guys. Look at the timing of all this. This is phenomenal.
I bet there's a number 17
today,
somewhere.
It was actually on Scripps, the news agency. They said that this case wouldn't be decided, or the outcome of the case will be decided or released sometime around June or July of this year.
Yeah, I heard before June.
So,
they have to talk about it before June.
Okay.
Which means,
it's important to note how. I think it's important to know how these globalists do it through these agencies and these bureaucracies and the league of experts, making rules over the environment, over,
It comes down to even just the other day, the Mennonites. I believe it was the Mennonites that ended up getting some kind of an FDA SWAT team, whatnot, on their compound because they were selling milk that didn't go through some specific...
Back in the Amish.
Yeah,
raw milk.
It was Amish farm. Okay, and it was they didn't have.
You have 1 minute remaining.
They didn't do what the government told them to do.
That's right.
Department of Agriculture.
Anyways, all right. Mr. Ball, got anything?
Love y'all so much. Thank you for being out there. Thank you for the support.
Yes, and thank you for those that made calls to congresspeople or to the jail here, because we did get blankets, and hey, it's a step in the right direction. And when you're going down, anything that points upward is positive. So thank you. And God bless you guys, and God bless America. Stay warm.
God bless you guys.
And you guys stay warm.
Righto. All right. See you in Antarctica tomorrow. All right. Good night.
See you in a what tomorrow?
See you in Antarctica tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Then I just can't hold on to these damn hand numbers.
I know that we like to remind everyone of everyone's gifts and goes. And two people that rarely ever put their gifts and goes out there that probably that I know personally really need it is Jeff Sable and Chris Quaglin. They both could use money on their tablets, and they could both use money in their commissary. So if anybody has like $5 that they want to donate, it goes a long way for tablets and commissary, and I appreciate that, and I know these guys do too.
Amen. Now get your high kicks ready. I know Nicole's watching. She will be grading
probably
us.
With Sarah, probably with her girls. Hey, girls.
Hey, girls.
Hi, Nicole. Hey, girls.
I'm not moving. This one's for you.
I don't blame you. Are you frozen to the ground?
I think so.
A little bit.
Yeah. I'm going to start walking.
Well, if you want to. Here comes Rebecca.
Things were gone. I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from the sea to shining sea, Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, it's right in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. USA, USA, USA.
Yes. I want to say thank you to the Cubans in Miami for watching on our live stream.
Amen.
Hey Cubans, we love you.
What was that? Did I miss something?
Hey Cubans, we love you. And thank you to everybody on the live streams and the live chats. All over the country and all over the world that continue to watch us night after night and support us and support these men inside this jail. You know, if it weren't for people like you, that we would not be able to be here to do this. So from the very bottom of my heart, I am grateful and I'm appreciative of everything that you guys do for us and allowing us to be here. And we love you. Please pray for us and we will pray for you, and we'll be back tomorrow night.
All right, Freedom Corner Gangsters. Good to see you.
Good night, Miss Lady.
The Betty Boat Flight. Pray for me. Thank everybody on YouTube.
Good night, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. Y'all pray for us, and we will pray for you. Good night.